you're providing an extremely valuable service. And honestly, when we first implemented this leadership curriculum, I said back and, logically, I like, this is kind of silly. I have two books, each cost $20, 40 bucks for the materials they can go buy at Barnes and Noble. And we're charging them, an extra $4,000 a year for us to teach these two books. And there's that movie, Good Will Hunting. There's a great line in that movie where he rails on one of the Harvard students for spending, whatever number he used at the time, $60,000 to, for something he could have gotten with a library card. But the reality is they're not going to go do it. The parents aren't going to go do it. They're not going to learn that on their own. They're learning it really in the context of the physical discipline we're teaching them and of the peer group that we're providing. So it's exceedingly valuable, the outcome that's happening over 3 or 4 years, right? So the frame of reference of they could go do this themselves is wrong as much as it was wrong when Matt Damon said it in Good Will Hunting, because 99.9999% of the population won't do that. Right. I was listening to an interview with Elon Musk a few years ago, and he said, well, I learned rocket science by, I read a bunch of books on rocket science, not like he has a degree in rocket science and they're doing like 90% of the payload in the world, but how many people are going to go read all the books, and they're not going to do it. You're providing an extremely valuable service.